chase your dreams, but anything's possible, bro. I could never in a million years imagine. No shit. Like the goals that I set for myself, I'm 10 times past them. So shit, to continue to keep going, bro. I put the city on my back like a motherfucking quarterback. Chasing out the paper, I don't care about where the party at. In the road, Dolo getting loaded off a party bag. But my dog was hating and I could've caught a heart attack. See, I did her wrong, but I still say she started it. My shout is ladies, even where you where my heart is at. Came a long way, me and my sister told me laundry back. Rhinestones fully closed, had to learn I used to wake up off school, wondering where my life is headed. I know my dreams coming, cause I'm willing and I'm ready. Breaking in houses for the thriller, I still regret it. Build this up from the ground, I promise I'ma protect it. Looking over my shoulder every time I die the door. Big old pistol on my hip, a nigga who play better know. And if he play, he got.
How y'all doing today? It's Tuesday, and y'all know Mr. Better Days in effect. And yeah, I am going early today because I have a busy day always. But I want to get on early on my lunch break because my schedule was changed today. And we just picking up on last Tuesday talk. But before we go into last Tuesday talk, I just want to let y'all kids know whatever you dream, if it's untouchable, it's possible. Dream big. Do not limit yourself. Do not let no one limit yourself. Uh, Not saying that dreams can't be unrealistic, but dream realistically, but still dream big. Dream possible. Don't do crazy dreams. Uh, be honest with the society, with the world, and some of the things that you exit for before you try to do other things. And also, I posted this the other day. Your spirit will activate their demons. So you have a great spirit and God is speaking through you and God is using you. You go activate and have a lot of people feeling uncomfortable. A lot of people staring up at you. A lot of people having an attitude with you. A lot of people frustrate you, whether it's family, friends, mamas, daddies, cousins, because of your spirit. And like I was posted, I've been reading the book of Genesis. And from like 1 to 6, it was just talking about how God created the earth and created man and created one man. And he created one man because he took the rib out of the man, which that's how we had a woman, and how the animals and all the things, and how he didn't want them to eat at certain trees and all these things. And then as you kept going on in Genesis, it was talking about how the world started being violent and stop obeying and how he had to wash the world away and how he had to do this and that. And I was thinking in the Bible, looking like this some of the stuff that's going on now. And with the COVID and the rain and the floods and whatever, God literally is letting us know if we read the Bible, like certain things that's going on and how it's going to happen. I also was talking to the lady about the book Genesis in Alabama where I was playing this weekend. That's how it brought to my attention to read. And she was basically like God told him to get away from his family / comfortable people to receive blessings. And so far, God did tell, I think, Noah to get his family and get mate animals and etc. and put them in because he was trying to wash away the earth or wash away the world. And he wanted him to be safe because he was the chosen one. And again, you have to get away you think about it, he got away from his people. He didn't say get your mom, dad, cousin, etc., family, best friends. He said your wife, animals and stuff, certain people that he probably don't even conversate with. And he had to learn how to adapt with animals. And them animals probably protected him. We don't know. Well, I don't know. And it might explain more as I read it. But the point is, at times, we going to have to get away from our family, friends, and stuff to receive more blessings. Sometimes it's good to be around family and friends, the ones that's there to motivate and push you. And then at certain seasons, and I feel like my season right now is to get away from family and friends and certain people to be blessed. Because at this state in mind, or with this state of right now, I feel like they holding me back. I do so much, I'm pressuring myself to try to show them all the path that I'm on, or show them my vision where I can't show them my vision because they don't want to allow me to show them my vision. So there's no point in me keeping it on, forcing and trying to show them what I see, what I'd have dreamed, what God to show. So it's up on me to move solo dolo by myself and let God use me. And if He want me to come back and get them after I make it, then will. If not, then let so be it. Because at the end of the day, I do have a daughter now. I do have other priorities, and it's not really that type of family. It's really just me and my daughter type stuff. My siblings mostly grown now, where it ain't that ain't really just the big priority. Like I led them to find themselves, and I'm proud of that. But yes, bro, like it's kind of in the Book of Genesis, and I really want y'all to read it with me and elaborate what y'all get from it, and we all message each other, talk about it, converse on it, so we can all become stronger in the word and what we believe in and how we believe in things. Because it's knowledgeable, and with me being a coach, a mentor, a daddy, them things that I could talk about and help other young people talk about, and we could just trigger it on. Now to pick back up on part two with parents or guardians trying to live their dreams through their child. I can't remember everything I said last week, but I do know that uh, it have gotten worse to the point where it ain't even with them living their dreams. Sometimes with them doubting their child's dream because you didn't have the courage and ability to do certain things. You feel like your child don't have the courage and ability to do certain things. Well, that is not true. God probably didn't make them that way. They could be around somebody else that's able to help them. They could use that to get to a bigger platform than you. Back then, the sources that y'all had back then as parents is not the sources that kids have now. So you probably didn't have a lot of sources back then. Where now they have more support and more sources to want to do the things that you were scared to do or intimidated to do. So you cannot live your dream or live your life or try to control your child's life on certain things that you couldn't do or didn't do. You should be trying to challenge them to want to do more, to want to be more, to want to see and explore more. But again, we be so stuck in the past. Like I talked to a couple of people and they always talk about, well, my body used to doing this, my body used to doing that. You always talking about the past where you can't even go back in the future. You can only go forward. Think about what God trying to change your body into. Think about what God trying to lead you into. Think about the vision of certain things. So with you parents that's out trying to control, y'all be ready to say, I didn't do this back then. If I would have did this and that, take some of the little bit, take a little bit of the old with a lot of the new, and that's how you make it better. If you think about it, that's what they do with cars. They still take some of the old. We still gotta have a gas, still gotta have a gear, still gotta have a steering wheel, still gotta have windows and windshields, and they take all the main stuff with the old and they add new alarm systems, gadgets, touchscreen radios, Bluetooth, and they make stuff better. Everybody seem to catch on, but the human, the people, you catch on with schools. Wasn't that much technology back then? And oh, how did y'all have to learn? Trying to read everything. How did that work out? For certain people, it worked out great, but for people that wasn't really reading people, that was more hands-on or more visual learners, it didn't. Excuse me. Well, now they incorporate all that to make sure we try to reach more and more students. But again, the parents or us parents or even my parents or my guardians or people that's older, y'all be so stuck in with back then where y'all don't even try to take a little bit of the old and try to put it with some of the new to make our generation or younger people ready to learn or enthusiastic or encouraged or ready to be something or ready to be involved in something. Y'all be so stuck with your ways or the old ways that we not on that, or the kids younger than me not on that. I'm having to adapt with some of the stuff that I was taught and done to incorporate with some of the stuff that they want to be taught and done to learn. To be honest, you gotta step out of your comfort zone to make a zone. Y'all might not get it. You gotta step out of your comfort zone to make a zone. Meaning, you gotta step out of your comfort zone to make people want to be like you or be in your zone. To make people want to mock you, to make people say, look up to you, to make people put you as a role model, as a goal, or as a vision. I think a couple times I've stepped out of my comfort zone, which I have been someone else, motivator, visionist, goal, whatever. But if I were to stay in being comfortable instead of challenging myself to do more, I would be limited to what I can do and how I can do things. And y'all could do the same thing. But parents, please stop trying to control your child's life. You start trying to control, or guardians trying to control kids' lives, or certain people that's older trying to control kids' life. Talk to them, explain to them, give them the foundation or the information of back then, and use it to incorporate the stuff that they do now and try to relate and pick and choose what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, or what's the new wave that can get you somewhere compared to what was the old wave that used to get others somewhere. Y'all have to look into certain things, especially with y'all children. Your child can't be a dentist or a lawyer if you wasn't a dentist or a lawyer, or no one in your family was a dentist or a lawyer, and you didn't get on Google and try to look up the steps or the obstacles to help your child become a dentist or a lawyer. Your child cannot be a chef, basketball, football teacher if you wasn't one, if you didn't have to train to be one, or if you didn't look up the research or watch YouTube videos to find out what it takes to become one. You have to be more knowledgeable and willing to risk and sacrifice certain time to learn more about your child's or your whatever person dreams are to make them a better person. Because to believe it or not, if you walk to them with a calm voice and say, let's go ride and talk to them about it, they go listen. Or let's go somewhere and eat and talk at the dinner table. They think, oh, we just going something to eat. And then you throw it in there. They go listen, focus and lock in instead of you fussing. You ain't did this and that. I've studied more than you. How to yell. And y'all always want to yell and I want to have an attitude. We don't want to hear that all the time. A lot of times, a lot of young folks, once you start hearing all that yelling and stuff, now you jump into offense mode, especially young men or me as a man. Once I start hearing all that fussing and yelling, I ain't got time for that. I ain't trying to hear that. If I'm with a woman and she's constantly doing all that yelling and fussing, I'm going to jump to offense mode, bro. You ain't finna keep talking to me like that. As soon as you come to me and talk to me calm, yeah, I might not hear it, but I'm going to hear it. I'm going to take it into consideration. Sometimes we might not take it in the first time, but a couple times of talking normal and calm, and you prove yourself, we gonna take it in. But all that yelling and fussing, it don't work all the time, every time. Especially when it comes to children's dreams and trying to focus and push them to elevate and understand what they need to do and to go to elevate. But that's too to talk for me today. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. I actually use my lunch break for this. I'm gonna drink this water. I'm gonna stay focused and dedicated. If you in Memphis, one sister is hooping in high school, the other sister hooping in college. We go to some games together. Don't forget, this Better Days girl and this Better Days movement is something serious. I mentioned I got some surprises. A lot of my surprises. It's God's time, God's plan, and He been working with me. And before I get off, sorry, y'all, I thought it was in before I get off. So, I seen it, and it's on my heart. I seen it. So, a lot of times God uses where we think certain things over with, or we think we can't do certain things, or we shouldn't do certain things, or I'm not doing this again. And God come and tell you, you don't run the show, I run the show. Or you ain't finna say what you ain't gonna do. And you have to deal with it again. Do not miss out on God's blessing and testing you and you thinking you don't supposed to deal with certain things. For instance, you could say, oh, I'm not going to go back to that store anymore because it haven't worked out, or certain people have did this and that. In some type of way, certain happen where you have to go to that store and you use all your ability and power not to go to that store, and you miss out on the blessing or on the opportunity because God wanted to show you it's not about you not going back to that store. It's about you learning from the situations or the times you did go to that store. So with a person, it's not about you cutting that person off all the way. It's about you learning what that person did to you and didn't do to you, and not to allow them to do it again, which carry yourself to still be able to do certain things without allowing yourself to fall in the same trap. But a lot of people, don't understand what it means when you say, "Oh, I'm done with this," and someone else comes with a certain opportunity. Where again, sometimes God we want to see, did you listen to him? Now, if he told you not to go back and do those things, and he sent certain people right there, he allowing the devil to test you, and he wanted to prove the devil wrong that you are listening to his word. But if he didn't show it to you and you let it come out of your mouth, he trying to show you that it's not that. You have to allow yourself to learn more and to not put yourself in the same situation. Have a blessed day, y'all. Better days.